Hello. I'm in my hopeful New Year's resolution phase still, breaking out the twos so I can say I worked out today. Have you ever told a story so many times that you start to wonder, is this the way it actually happened? The way it plays out in my mind? Or have I told this story so much that the natural process of storytelling, I've embellished it over time, that now it's no longer a true story, it's actually a tall tale. I have a story like that I stopped telling because I started to wonder if it actually happened. And I'm going to tell you about it. When I was 8 months pregnant, I lived in Germany. My husband was stationed in Germany, actually. And my in-laws came over. Mason was due in September. And it was August. It was hot. And we wanted to go sightseeing. So we went several different places, including Paris. And one of the places that we went was Cologne, or Cologne. We went to Cologne. Cologne Cathedral in particular. And what I'm about to tell you about Cologne Cathedral is, well, this is my Cologne shirt that I was wearing today, actually. I decided to tell you this story in part because of it. I wanted to go to the top. You can climb this spiral staircase that goes all the way to the top of Cologne Cathedral. When I say spiral staircase, it's very old, very narrow. The stairs are stone. They're so worn that they're like concave. They have this concave surface. There's 533 stone stairs to climb all the way to the top of Cologne Cathedral. So remember, I am 8 months pregnant. 8 months pregnant, and I decide to do this. And I'm going to make it to the top. Just for visualization, there's basketball here. Woo! My God, I can't even hold on to it. 8 months pregnant, climbing to the top of Cologne Cathedral. So it took me, obviously, a lot longer to get to the top than it took my husband, and I think both of my in-laws did it as well, and I told them to go on ahead. So I'm like waddling. Oh, by the way, it's also very narrow, and it fits two people, this narrow stairwell. Two normal people, two normal-sized people, not a normal-sized person and a pregnant person. So I am very carefully navigating these stairs all the way to the top. And I finally get up there, red face, thinking, oh, I gotta rest. I need a break. I've got to rest now that I'm up here. And I'm just looking like I'm gonna get to that overlook in just a second. And then all of a sudden, this alarm starts going off. Obnoxious. People come out of the woodworks all over the place, and they're yelling at my husband and other people that are up there looking over, which, by the way, I didn't get to look fully over. I didn't even get to the edge to look over after climbing all those stairs. So my husband's ushered out. They wouldn't even let him wait for me. And ladies who have been pregnant, you know that going downstairs, obviously there's no elevator on the top of the Cologne Cathedral. No, we got to go back down. It's a spiral staircase. Going downstairs as a pregnant person is much more challenging than going upstairs. I don't know if it's your balance or what. So I am navigating these stairs, going down, people yelling, "Aus! Schnell!" Like, get out, hurry up, faster. My husband's nowhere in sight. They wouldn't even let him wait. And pretty soon I've made it down 20 stairs, and I feel like I am going to die. Like my face is blood red. I'm dripping sweat. And there's this guy behind me with flowing platinum hair who's one of the guards. And he's like, schnell, schnell, faster, faster. And I realize I am going as fast as I can. And if there's one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to mess with a pregnant person who is in their third trimester, telling them to go faster or really to do anything at all. Just don't do that. So I turn around and I look at this German square in the eye, and I look down at my belly, and I give him a look like, if you tell me to schnell one more time, I am going to kill you. And he knew I meant it. So I continued to waddle all the way down to the bottom of the stairs, going as fast as I could, but also not causing myself to go into early labor. The whole time, hey, I'm telling a story, don't mind me. The whole time that buzzer is going off. That whole time. My husband's trying to moon me. So I get to the bottom and I'm like, trying to breathe, completely red-faced, clutching my stomach. And I look up and I see the top of this hat that I think I've seen before going into a building. And I'm like, is that the Pope? Is that the Pope? I start asking, is that the Pope? Is the Pope here? And somebody English speaking that was next to us was like, yeah, I think that is why we were evacuated. Apparently the Pope's here. So at least I got that out of the story, right? That I had to rush down 533 stairs, 8 months pregnant, but at least I can say I had to do it for the Pope. Until, get out of here, I told this story one time to apparently some palpable expert, and they're like, oh, which Pope? I'm like, I don't know which Pope. Which Pope? I don't know popey things. I'm not Catholic. I don't, maybe I should know that, but I don't. So then I start questioning, this is something I should know. Which Pope was it that was there that I had to go down the stairs? And then another time I run into apparently some Popian connoisseur. And they're like, are you sure it wasn't Rome? Because it's really rare for the Pope to leave Rome. Very, very rare. I'm like, well, crap. Maybe it wasn't the Pope. And maybe I've been telling this story in places where people are like, that never happened. She is lying. So I stopped telling the story because I'm like, maybe it's not true. Maybe I didn't see the Pope. I even asked my tour guide when we visited Germany this summer, whose name happened to be Benedict. I'm like, hey, Benedict, I thought I saw the Pope, that he was here when I was 8 months pregnant in 2005, and I had climbed the Köln stairs and this alarm went off. And when I got to the bottom, people were telling me that the Pope, they cleared the building for the Pope. And he's like, oh, yeah, it's probably not likely. What year was it? I told him 2005. He's like, well, that's Pope Benedict. I'm like, oh, Benedict, at least I know that now. He's like, yeah, but the Pope rarely leaves Rome. So I'm like, okay. My tour guide knows what he's talking about. The Pope rarely leaves Rome, so it probably wasn't the Pope, and I should probably quit telling this story. I did look up Pope Benedict, though, so I know it was Pope Benedict the 16th, and I did see that the Pope rarely leaves Rome and that Pope Benedict only happened to be in Germany like 3 times in his entire reign. Reign? Is that what you say for the Pope? I don't. Years of service. Years of service. So 3 times. Probably definitely was not him. Then I happened to be at work one day and this came to my mind again, and I'm like, you know what? I bet you the internet can tell me when Pope Benedict XVI was in Germany in 2005, if he was in Germany in 2005. During his whole 18 years of reign, how many times was he in Germany? 3, but was one of those in 2005, and was it in Cologne? So I looked it up. I knew it. And that is why I will stop doubting myself, my memory, and my storytelling abilities. I did run down 533 stairs at Cologne Cathedral because the Pope came.